Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimakung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Club 21 Echoing Footsteps, Act 2 of A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Second Golden Thread.
As.
Ah.
A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Second Golden Thread. Charles Dickens. Club 21 Echoing Footsteps, Act 2. I am not fit to be pitted against you tonight. There. Lucy. Of course. Thank ye. My dear. That's right. All safe and well. Safe and well here. Thank God. All day. And I am not as young as I was. Mighty. My dear. Thank ye. Anne. The circle. And let us sit quiet. Not a theory. A fancy. Then. My wise bet, said Mr. Warrior, patting her hand. They are very numerous and very loud. Are they not? How long? What? And dangerous footsteps to force their way into anybody's life. Not easily made clean again if once stained red. Andrew afar off. As the little circle sat in the dark London window, Antoine had been, that morning, and full, with frequent gleams of light above the billowy heads. Blades and bayonets shone in the sun of Saint Antoine. Shriveled branches of trees in a winter wind. Every whooping or semblance of a whooping that was thrown up from the depths below. No matter how far off. Who gave them out? Whence they last came. Where they began. Through what agency they quickly covered and jerked. At a time. Over the heads of the crowd. Lining. No eye in the throng could have told. But being distributed so were cartridges, podo, and ball, bars of iron and wood, knives, axes, bikes, devices, people who could lay hold of nothing else. Hence to force stones and bricks out of their places in walls. And heart and Saint Antoine was on high fever strain and at high fever heat. The living creature there held life as of no account. Passionate readiness to sacrifice it. As a whirlpool of boiling waters has a centre point. So, all this raging circled round Defarge's wine shop. In the cauldron had a tendency to be sought towards the vortex wide Defarge himself. Already begrimed with gunpowder and sweat. Shoot orders. Shoot arms. This man backed. Dragged this man forward. Disarmed one to arm another. Labarred and strove in the thickest of the uproar. Keep new to me. 3 cried Defarge. And do you? Check 1 and 2. Put yourselves at the head of as many of these patriots as you can. Well, hey, you see me, said Madame, composed as ever, but not nunning today. Madame's resolute right hand was occupied with an axe. in place of the usual softer implements. And a cruel knife. Where do you go? I go, said Madame. You are present. You shall see me at the head of women. Come. Then, cried Defarge, in a resounding voice. Patriots and friends, already had been shaped into the detested word. The living sea rose, with depth on depth, and overflowed the city to that point. And drums beating, the sea raging and thundering on its new beach. The attack began. Deep to chase. Double drawbridge. Massive stone walls. Towers. Cannon. Muskets. Fire and smoke. The smoky in the fire and in the smoke. Against a cannon. Worked like a manful soldier. 2 face oars. Deep ditch. Single drawbridge. Massive stone walls. 8 great towers. Cannon. Muskets. Fire and smoke. 1 drawbridge down. Wicked. Comrades old. Work. Wicked. 1. Shack 2. Shack 1000. Shack 2000. 1000. Defarge of the wine shop, still at his gun, which had long grown hot. Timid. Wormy, cried Madame his wife. What? Well as the men when the place is taken, and to her, shall thirsty cry. Trooping women variously armed, and revenge. Cannon. Muskets. Fire and smoke. But dish. The single drawbridge. The massive stone walls. Doors. Slight displacements of the raging sea, made by the filling wounded. Flashing weapons. Blazing torches. Smoking wagon loads of wood straw. Neighbouring barricades in all directions. Tricks. Police. Execrations. Bravery without stint. Boom, smash and rattle. And the furious sounding of the living sea. It. Still the deep ditch. And the single drawbridge. Stone walls. And the 8 great towers. At his gun. Growing doubly hot by the service of 4 fierce hours. White flag from within the fortress. Still. Nothing audible in it suddenly the sea rose immeasurably wider and higher. Swept Defarge of the wide shop over the lower drawbridge. All. In a month 8 great towers surrendered. The ocean bearing him on. South Sea. Until he was landed in the outer courtyard of the Bastille. There. Against an angle of a wall. About him. Shack 3 was nearly at his side. Madame Defarge, heading some of her women, was visible in an inner distance. Knife was in her hand. Everywhere was tumult, exultation, bewilderment, astounding noise, yet furious dumb show. of all these cries, thousand incoherences rushed in, as if there were an eternity of people, of time and space. When the foremost billows rolled past, offices with them remained undisclosed. Mean a man with the grey head, him from the rest, and got him between himself and the wall. The Norse terror said to Farge, "I will faithfully," replied the man. "Will come with me." "What is the meaning of 105? Norse terror asked Defarge. "The meaning? Does it mean a captive? A place of captivity?" Kill him, Cork, check 3. Nazir. Ask this way. Check 3. Dead. To promise bloodshed. Held by Defarge's arm as he held by the turnkeys. Their 3 heads had been close together during this brief discourse, being as much as they could do to hear one another. Even then, so tremendous was the noise of the living ocean, fortress, and its inundation of the courts and passages and staircases. Outside, it beat the walls with a deep, hoarse roar, from which, occasionally, air like spray, through gloomy vaults where the light of day had never shone, past hideous doors of dark dens and cages, down cavernous flights of steps, and again up steep rugged ascents of stone and brick, then staircases. Defarge, the junkie, and Jack 3 arm went with all the speed they could make, here and there, especially at first. The inundation started on them and swept by. They had done descending, and were winding and climbing up a tower, were alone, hemmed in here by the massive thickness of walls and arches. The storm within the fortress and without was only audible to them in a dull, subdued way, almost destroyed their sense of hearing. The junkie stopped at a low door, a key in a clashing lock, swung the door slowly open, and said, as they all bent their heads and passed in, 105. There was a small, heavily grated, unglazed window high in the wall, a stone screen before it. Stooping low and looking up, there was a small chimney, heavily barred across, a few feet within. The hearth. There was a stool, and table, and a straw bed. There were the 4 blackened walls. Of them, pass that torch slowly along these walls, said Defarge to the turnkey. The man obeyed, with his eyes. Stop. Look here. Cork Jack 3. Weed greedily. Alexander Manette said Defarge in his ear. Sword for finger, deeply ingrained with gunpowder. And it was he, without doubt, who scratched a calendar on this stone. What is that in your hand? A crowbar? Then stuck off his gun in his own hand, the 2 instruments, and turning on the worm-eaten stool and table, to pieces in a few blows. Hold the light higher, he said. Athalie. To the turnkey. Look among those fragments with care. Thought. And see. Here's my knife, throwing it to him. Rip open that bed. And search the straw. Hold the light higher. The turnkey crawled up on the hearth. And peering up the chimney, struck and prized at its sides with a crowbar, grating across it. In a few minutes, down, which he averted his face to avoid, and in it, in the old wooden shiz, weapon had slipped or wrought itself. He groped with a cautious touch. The wood, and nothing in the straw. Let us collect them together. In the middle of the cell. So, light them. The little pile, which blazed high and hot. At the low arched door, they left it burning. The courtyard, seeming to recover their sense of hearing as they came down, until they were in the raging flood once more. They found it surging and tossing, in quest of Defarge himself. The people, otherwise, well for judgment. Otherwise, the governor would escape, suddenly of some value, after many years of worthlessness be unavenged. His greatcoat and red decoration. There was but one quite steady figure, and that was a woman's. Then, there is my husband, she cried, pointing him out. See Defarge. She stood immovable close to the grim old officer, and remained immovable close to him. Streets, as Defarge and the rest bore him along. Him when he was got near his destination. From behind, blows fell heavy. Was so close to him when he dropped dead under it, that, suddenly animated, she put her foot upon his neck. With her cruel knife alone really hewed off his head. The hour was come. What he could be and do. Saint Antoine's blood was up. Of Madame Defarge, where she had trodden on the body to steady it from mutilation. Lo, the lamp yonder, cried Saint Antoine. Means of death. The swinging sentinel was posted, and the sea rushed on, and threatening waters, and of destructive heaving of wave against wave, were yet unfathomed, and whose forces were yet unknown. Swaying shapes, voices of vengeance, until the touch of pity could make no mark on them. But ocean of faces where every fierce and furious expression was in vivid life, were two groups of faces, each 7 in number, so fixedly contrasting with the rest. Never did sea roll which bore more memorable wrecks with it. Prisoners, suddenly released by the storm that had burst their tomb. High overhead, all scared, all lost, all wondering and amazed. If the last day were come. Spirits, of their 7 faces there were, carried higher, 7 dead faces, whose drooping eyelids and half-seen eyes awaited the last day. Impassive faces, with a suspended in it and a bullish expression on them. Faces, Aloud, on, as having yet to raise the droplets of the eyes. Bear witness with the bloodless lips. 7 prisoners released. Fikes. The keys of their cursed fortress of 8 strong towers. Discovered letters and other memorials of prisoners of old time. Heritage. And such like. Paris streets in mid-July. 1789. Anne. Defeat the fancy of Lucy Darnay. Life. Fall. They are headlong. At. And dangerous. The years so long after the breaking of the casket Defarge's wine shop door. They are not easily purified when once stained red. To be continued.